Vernice Edgehill-Walden is a 1987 graduate of Bucknell University. Last year, she returned to her alma mater in Union County after 36 years to lead the newly created Office of Equity and Inclusive Excellence, an unexpected career move.
Not in my wildest dreams. I did not imagine it at all. I knew that I wanted to do this work. When I was a student here, I knew I wanted to work in higher ed. But the thought of coming back to do the work that I learned to love at Bucknell, to do it as a professional here, is something I never imagined.
She believes her time at Bucknell not only prepared her for this role, but it's where she fell in love with advocating for others and not being afraid to use her voice.
So when I was a student here, I did a lot of advocacy, a lot of work to make visible more of the diversity that was here and the kinds of things that Bucknell needed to do to support students and faculty and staff.
Edgehill-Walden says in the late 80s, there was little diversity among Bucknell students, faculty, and staff.
We only had one black faculty member and maybe two black administrators.
Wanting to change that, she spent a summer visiting other universities to collect information for a research paper that would lay out what she thought Bucknell needed to support its minority students.
And I presented that research paper to President Soika and a trustee, and as a result, President Soika agreed to open up a multicultural center. So that happened when I was a senior, and it came directly out of protest and advocacy as a student, but more so based in the research paper that I was able to write as a junior.
That paper, which she still has, combined with student-led protests on campus, was the beginning of a relationship with then Bucknell President Gary Soika, a relationship that has lasted for decades.
And it was not just the research, it was a kind of commitment. There was no question. If you were dealing with Vernice, she had marked out her turf, she took her stance, and she knew where it ought to be at that time.
Soika says Edgehill-Walden's work as a student, combined with her 30-plus years of experience in higher education, made her the perfect choice to lead the Office of Equity and Inclusion.
It's not that we hired an alumna. It's that she described a way for the institution to create a program, not just a position, but a program in which she is clearly the best person to operate it.
I definitely understand what the students need and what they say that they want. I can relate to it in a way that I probably have not at other institutions.
And while she's proud of the university's progress since she's graduated, she remains hopeful for what's to come, even beyond her role.
So it's not just me. I always say equity is everyone's work. So how do we make sure that we're changing a culture and a climate to make sure that there is this sense of belonging and inclusion on campus?
Vernice Edgehill-Walden, an advocate for equity, for inclusion, for Bucknell University. Lisa Washington, Newswatch 16, Union County.